Hello guys, this is Vysh. So Hindu editorial for UPSC for both prelims and mains. Today is episode 6, January 7th, Friday. So if you are new to this channel, please see to that you have subscribed to this channel and also WhatsApp me. And when you are WhatsApping, please save this contact first, okay? Because when you send us a hi or like we are a UPSC aspirant or whatever, immediately we save the numbers into our list and then we start forwarding video links for free, okay? So if it's not a saved number in your end, then it will bounce back. It will not reach you. Okay, so you'll be thinking like you contacted and you're not getting anything. That is because you have not saved our number. So please save this number today itself. Okay, then email, Instagram, everywhere we are there. And today, actually, January 7, the UPSC means 2021 essay paper has happened. And so I will make a video now after this itself where we'll quickly go through. Okay, because many students have been messaging me telling like the questions were very difficult. It's all philosophical in nature, not understanding the toughest exam ever. Like that, many things are coming. So this is one example also of today's question. Philosophy of wantlessness is utopian while materialism is a chimera. So this kind of thing, when it comes, what you have to write in the paper, many students have that problem. We understand. Okay, it is little philosophical, I agree, but it is not that difficult also if you were a serious aspirant. Okay, so we will discuss that in the next video, but please subscribe, okay, so that you get the notification. Okay, and please be there on our Telegram also. There also we are giving lot of information. Now today's editorial. Okay, so again, all the articles I'll tell you why it is important or not important, because uh, what other channels are doing is they are going and discussing each and every article whether it is needed for your UPSC or not. Okay, but we will do only those articles which are needed for UPSC. So this, if you see, no room for complacency, we will discuss because it is about the Omicron variant. Okay, now even the new variant has come in France and Italy and all, and maybe it will reach India soon, but this one is spreading fast. It is not like causing a lot of death and all, but the first death in India happened. So that is why this article we'll see, okay, what is to be known for your awareness. Then second one, if you see this exemption, it is not very important. It is about that some tennis player, his visa got cancelled. He was stayed back at the airport and some problem happened. Okay, it's nowhere useful for your exam. Okay, the next one, if you see the politics of a minimum support price. So this again, elections are coming up in 5 states in India, UP, Uttarakhand and many other places. So there, everybody are promising with whichever party, whether it's BJP or Samajwadi Party or whichever parties are competing, they are like announcing. Even Aam Aadmi Party, they are telling like, okay, we'll give 1,000 rupees to every adult woman. We'll give 2,000 rupees, this much schemes. We'll give you unlimited ration or something. Lot of promises are being happening. So that promises are listed here. Okay, so that is nowhere related to your exam. Okay, because this happens every time whenever election happens. Okay, so there's nothing specific to take away from here. Okay, now again, if you see, this article will discuss extinguishing the tobacco industry's main narrative, because tobacco industry, like 2 days back, fireworks industry, I told you it's important. Same like that, tobacco industry is also a thing which you have to know. Okay, so that the smoking habits and how the taxation happens, and then after the WHO there is a protocol. So that related some important points are there. So this we'll discuss. So these are the two articles which we'll mainly discuss today. And this one, if you see, it is a random story about some person visited the prison in Bangalore and seeing the conditions there, and like how the prison people are treated and all. So some specific big criminals were also there. So that kind of some stories there. Okay, not important. Next one, in the slow lane, is about the sale of this two-wheeler and four-wheeler. Both have declined in last year. Okay, because COVID situation and many things. So the overall sales of two-wheeler and four-wheeler have declined. Many companies have even shut down, like foreign companies shut down and stopped their services in India. Okay, so that kind of things happen. So it's a graph of that. Now this, if you see, this topic is very, very important. The age of marriage of women raising to 21. But this, as an article, they have not given. This is actually 2-3 people, women are debating on it and like interview kind of thing. Okay, so this, I believe that if you read it yourself, it will be useful for you. Okay, so it's like a homework for you. Read yourself, because it's the interview format they have given, like what she tells and what other person reply. Then again, it's like a lot of unwanted conversational type article it is. So it's very difficult to extract only important points and tell you. But when you read it, maybe you will be ready. This, I think, is more important for your interview rather than your mains. This article will be important for your interview. Okay, prelims and mains, I don't think this will directly help you. Okay, so self-reading is the best. But still, the introduction I'll show you. This is the introduction written in this article. In the recent session of Parliament, the government introduced the Prohibition of Child Marriage Amendment Bill 2021 to raise the age of marriage for women from 18 years to 21 years. Okay, this you know. So this bill is there. It's not an act yet. So obviously, when this bill comes, everybody will not oppose, but everybody will want suggestions to happen. Okay. So opposition MPs demanded greater scrutiny of the bill, and it was referred to the Parliament Standing Committee. So this is the thing in polity textbook you have to go and study. What is a Parliament Standing Committee? There is standing committee, there is ad hoc committees. There are different committees on different topics. Okay, like education, women, children, youth, sports. So this place it is referred to. Now they will scrutinize and then it will come back. You have to know that how a bill is passed. Okay, ordinary bill how it is passed, money bill how it is passed, financial bill how it is passed. That step by step, the most detailed way in Lakshmikant textbook it is given. You don't need any other coaching notes or any other source for that. Okay, please study directly from Lakshmikant. and directly write that in the exam, you will get the full marks. Okay, so please study what is Parliamentary Standing Committee. Now, the government says the proposed law will ensure equal chance for women in higher education and access to jobs and help improve maternal mortality rate and nutritional levels. Okay, so these are the intentions as per the bill. And now in this article, it's a conversation moderated by some Jagriti Chandra, Mary E. John, and Noorjahan Safia. Okay, they're discussing whether the bill is welcome. Some are telling it is not right, like Muslims are not allowed, should be allowed for like 18 years itself, not 21 years. So it's their perspective, and it's like a debate. So when interviewer asks you person to person, face to face, that time maybe you might get some points to justify both the sides. Okay, so that way you have to read this for yourself. Okay, and you can tell in comment section also, like, are you happy with this bill? Okay, whether it's a boy, a girl, whatever, your opinion I want to know, whether this age should be 21 or should be 18, or whether you have some other option or some other opinion. Okay, so whether, what is your reaction to this, please tell me. Now we'll go forward. So as I told, we are trying to create toppers in the coming years. So please see to that you watch lecture of all our faculty members. Okay, everybody are doing a tremendous job in current affairs, in environment, geography, history, polity, economy, whatnot. Okay, anything. Even I think main subjects, nothing is missed. Only some history, like world history things are there, which I am working on it, which maybe February, March or something, we may think of a course. Okay, so as of now, other governance, social justice, or science and technology, ethics, even CSAT, case studies, essay, everything there, we have at least a playlist open. Okay, so please see to that you are going and watching that and commenting it, because if you don't watch this foundation things, then you are not going to have a grasp on this UPSC exam. Okay, UPSC is not like other exams where you study some 10 books and go and you will pass. You have to have a foundation. You have to know the previous year papers. You have to know problem solving skills, that is the MCQ solving skills. Okay, so now today's first article, that is Omicron. So India recorded its first death caused by Omicron in a fully vaccinated person in Rajasthan on the last day of 2021. Okay, that's December 31. One person died. So this is actually an old man with physical issues also. So it was like he's vaccinated, still he died. Okay, so that it's a matter of concern. Now, if you see South Africa, where it was the peak, this Omicron variant, and UK, they suggest that unlike the Delta variant, a majority of people with Omicron, particularly in the fully vaccinated, exhibit only mild disease. Okay, that is why you are telling vaccination is very important. If you are vaccinated, it will just come like a flu and it will go away. You will not need too much of oxygen requirement or like hospitalization. Too much thing will not be required. Okay, it is relatively less among the fully vaccinated people. So please do your vaccination soon. Now, a huge percentage of population in India was, infected by Delta in the second wave, and many people died also. Many people had problems also, but many who survived, they have inborn got the natural immunity. Okay, whenever a infection comes to you and goes out, your body creates the immunity for that. Okay, so that's actually a very good thing, because on top of that, when you do the other Covishield vaccine also out artificially, then you get something called hybrid immunity. Okay, that is what they're explaining this full paragraph. Okay, if you see a hybrid immunity, even a single dose of an mRNA vaccine in previously infected people has been found to induce a high level of hybrid immunity. Okay, because you are getting the immunity through the disease which came to you and also through the vaccine which you are putting in. Okay, so that is the hybrid immunity, and such people are having the highest protection level compared to others. Okay, meaning you are double vaccinated, your friend is also double vaccinated, but your friend was earlier infected by Delta. Okay, and he survived, then that friend has more immunity than you. That is what the initial studies say. Okay, this can be wrong also, but this is what they are suggesting. Okay, so that is called hybrid immunity. Now, the adolescents 15 years and above, that also has started now. So that also, if you do it faster, it will be widening the protective net. Okay. Now, it is too early to draw any conclusion about Omicron's virulence. Okay, because in USA, if you see, the first Omicron death was in an unvaccinated person who was previously infected. Meaning, we told you, like, when you're previously infected, you have an immunity, but that person was not vaccinated, so that person died. So that doesn't mean that you are previously infected means you are completely safe. I don't need to take the vaccine. Okay, as I told, hybrid immunity you have to have. You have to have the immunity which you get through the disease also, and you have to vaccine also. So this person did not vaccinate and he died. Okay. And also the time, okay, the doubling rate. If you see, doubling time of less than 3 days, I mean the case, like it was 3 cases, then 6 cases, 9 cases, 18 cases, the case is doubling in 3 days. Okay, so that is very fast, as like or Delta or more than Delta. Okay, but good thing is it is like mild symptoms. Okay, but there is high transmissibility. Okay, now problem with this is, people will get tensed, people will get worried, weaker people or people with some physical issues and all will need hospitalization. So when we don't take it seriously and we act casual, what will happen is disease will spread like anything, and then that much hospital availability will not be there, that much beds will not be there, that much oxygen will not be there. Okay, because healthy people will be like, as I told, like a flu, it will come and go. But the old age people, or maybe young people, or someone who has some physical issues, they might get affected. So because of your mistake, somebody else should not get this. And full India, the population is too much in India. So once it starts spreading in, like suppose in an apartment, then that full society will get it. Then from that full locality will get it. So it keeps increasing. So you have to be cautious. Okay, how much ever we tell, it is mild. Okay, so you have to learn from the hard lessons of the second wave, strictly adhere to the COVID appropriate behavior, and increase vaccination coverage. Okay, getting misled, misinformed, deceived by the mild nature of the disease, and throwing caution to the wind will be a dangerous gamble. Now, tobacco industry. So tobacco is a product that kills more than 13 lakh Indians every year. Okay, I don't know like about you, whether you are smoking or not, but if at all you are doing, also try to reduce it and try to avoid it also, because one shot you cannot avoid it. Okay, we know that, but still it has to be brought down. It is causing a lot of problems. It's causing deaths every year. So just for your maybe show off, or maybe your interest, or whatever sake you are doing it, please try to avoid it. Okay. The annual economic burden from tobacco is estimated to be this much crore. Okay, because of the Indian GDP's percentage wise they take. Okay, 1% of Indian GDP, the people becoming ineffective, and also the taxation reducing. So here they are more discussing about the taxation and the industry also. Okay, so that I'll tell you. The numbers is given here: 27 crore people above the age of 15 years, 8.5% of school going children in the age of 13 to 15 years. These are all using tobacco in some form in India. So we have to find ways and means to reduce the demand for tobacco. So what is the study showing is that price and tax measures, that is the most effective measures. Okay, you have to increase the taxes or something like that. So when tobacco products become more expensive, people either quit using them or use them less, and it incentivizes many to not initiate the habit. It hurts both revenue and profits. The tobacco industry globally is always devising tactics. So now we will see about what the tobacco industry is doing. The companies, what they do is, whenever government try to do taxation or increase the taxes or put some surcharge or penalty or something on that, immediately they will tell, if you do that kind of thing and people are not getting the because it will become costly, right? So people are not getting it, then illicit trade happens, illegal trade of tobacco happens, and like in the black market it will be available. Okay, wherever, if suppose alcohol is banned, then too much outside illegal kind of availability will be there. Same like that, if you increase tax too much, then illicit trade will increase. This is the tactics which the companies use. Okay, and India also it is like that only. In India, which is the company ITC Limited, ITC is the biggest company of the or brand of almost all the cigarette companies. Okay, so they are telling that if you increase tax, around 25% of the cigarette market will become illegal trade. Okay, so this studies is done by themselves only. They are only doing. Okay, the recent report by Tobacco Institute of India, which is a representative body of the cigarette industry itself. So they are telling like it is increasing like 30%, 40%, 50% and all, but there is no proof. Okay, there is no standard or like what kind of studies this is, what are thing they did. So here if you see, two studies are very important in this context, because this one if you see, we have to examine whether any truth in the industry claims. So neither the estimates nor the methods used to derive them are backed by any transparent studies. Okay, the one done by Tobacco Institute of India. So now there are two studies, which one happened in 2018, one happened in 2020. So they have done a very scientific kind of study. First study is based on the empty cigarette packs which are collected from the retail outlets across different cities in India. So that way you can see whether it's a company one or a illegal one. Okay, whether it's company released one or illegal one. So that is only around 2.7% of the market. Then another, they did the tax gap analysis, meaning if it's a direct company one and the proper way, then tax collection will be also there. But if it's the other way, tax will be lesser. So like the tax gap analysis they tried, and they found another number, again 5.1, 6.7. So it is nowhere near this 25% which this ITC or this Tobacco Institute of India is telling. Okay, so that way the studies, these two is more reliable than that one, because this has some proof or justification of how the survey was done. There is no survey. They're simply telling 25% market, and they're telling the government, don't increase the tax, it will cause all the illegal trade. Okay. Now economic burden is increasing, and also if you see GST revenues and all from tobacco is decreasing. So opposite side, if you see the ITC, their profits and taxes for the last 10 years, it's always in profit, meaning they are getting all the revenue and taxes are lesser. So government should ideally increase the taxes, but they come up with tactics that it is not good, because the other thing will increase, the illicit trade will increase. And also you should know ITC, they try to diversify all their business. If you know ITC company, it is the same company which has the Classmate notebook, which you people might be using, the Sunfeast company of biscuits and all. Then this noodles, EP noodles, which you see along with the Maggie packet and all in the supermarket, that is EP is under this thing. Then instead of Lay's packet, you would have seen something called Bingo. That Bingo is also ITC. So ITC has a diversified portfolio of products nowadays. Okay, but still their revenue is 85% coming from the cigarette business alone. The remaining things are just diversified, but still this much revenue is coming. So that way the cigarette industry is growing like all the time. Okay, so exaggerating both the scale and the extent of illicit trade has been a means the tobacco industry has used historically to advocate against tobacco tax increases. However, it is to be noted that taxes and prices are not the key determinants of illicit trade. So when you again do studies, okay, there is sufficient evidence that suppose there is high tax, okay, several countries where tobacco taxes are quite high, yet the illicit trade is low only, illegal trade is low only. So there is no harm in having high tax. Then countries with high trade, illegal trade, they have low tax also. So there is no logic to what the tobacco industry unit is telling to the government. Okay, so there are other several factors. If you see quality of tax administration, strength of regulatory framework, government commitment to control illicit trade, strength of governance, social acceptance, presence of informal distribution network, all these are known to play a larger role in determining the scale and extent of a illicit market. Now WHO protocol will tell and we'll wind this up. So WHO protocol, if you see, there is a protocol to eliminate illicit trade in tobacco products. Okay, and this is under which? This is under the Framework for Convention on Tobacco Control. So these two words, whenever you see, you have to relate it to WHO. And what is the aim of it? Eliminating all forms of illicit trade in tobacco products through a package of measures. Okay, and here if you see, illicit market for cigarette in India is far lower than most countries out there and well below the world average of 11.2% as estimated in a recent study on illicit cigarette market across 36 countries. So India, it is not a big concern now, illegal trade and all. So you can safely increase the taxes. Okay, so tax rise for tobacco industry may happen soon. Now, protocol provides the tools and measures to eliminate or minimize illicit trade, which includes strong governance, establishing an international track and trace system, and securing supply chains. Okay, these kind of lines exactly like this you have to write. Okay, now India has already ratified the WHO protocol, and that it should now show leadership in implementing. Meaning India has already ratified the protocol, but ratifying is one thing, implementing is another thing. Okay, so you have to implement these measures to effectively address even the relatively lower levels of illicit trade. So India had no significant tax increases on any of the tobacco products for the past 4 years since the introduction of GST in 2017, because of which tobacco products have become more affordable as shown in the recent studies. Okay, so tax increase has never happened since the last 4 years, so it has to be increased now. Now, there is no scientific or public health rationale not to increase tax on tobacco products for unfounded fear of increasing illicit trade. So, this is the conclusion of what we already discussed. Okay, there is no finding evidence, unfounded fear of increasing illicit trade. So, there is no need to not increase tax. You can safely increase the tax. Okay, hope you got the whole idea. So, please again contact us. I'll come up with the next video, which will be on essay question paper of today. So, thank you and have a nice day.